It's time for Justice with Sweet James.
Order in the court. Order in the court. It's time for Justice with Sweet James.
Sweet James Bergener, the dense beard of justice. What's cracking, James? How are you?
Not much, boys. How are you?
Oh, we are doing very well, and we're happy to have you here. By the way, Terrell Owens is joining us next. We're doing an all-star game in Downey on Sunday at 3 o'clock. Do you feel like you want to come over to that?
I'm ready to rock.
There you go. You'll see him there.
Hey, welcome back. This is my personal injury attorney, Sweet James Bergener. What do you make of the first half here, Sweet James? Well,
Defense dominated.
Well, we got this on Twitter earlier today, Sweet James. Let's get to the questions because people need help out there, damn it. And
they do.
A lot of the time people tweet at Petros and Money when you're coming on that day. You are at Sweet James Law on Twitter. And this was an interesting question. The guy says, I wore my Sweet James Law shirt out in public, and you gave out shirts during the summer tour last year that were wildly popular. He said if somebody was offended by the protect your balls quote in the back, could that person file a suit against me? Is that something that could happen?
That is such a great question. You know, it's one of the first things that we learn in law school. And thank goodness for our First Amendment. You can wear that protect your balls shirt all day long.
I'm guessing you would have been throwing them out if they were going to get. Although I guess that would be a brilliant bit of marketing and business on your part. You throw out the shirts, they get sued, and you then have to represent them.
Now let's say, because I went to a Lutheran school for junior high. Now let's say I was wearing my Big Johnson shirt and the teacher didn't like it, which actually happened, and that teacher happens to be a listener of this show, Mr. Gail McKim. And let's say he wanted me to turn my Big Johnson shirt, which was awesome, inside out. And I refused because of my First Amendment right. But
yes,
I'm a student here at this Lutheran school that my parents pay for me to go to. How does that play out, Sweet James?
Is this a public or private school?
It's a privado. It's a Lutheran school. I don't think Lutheranism has seeped into the public schools yet, but it's coming.
I don't know if it's coming.
Martin Luther's coming with his rope belt.
Yeah. You know, a private school can dictate what they want their privates to,
freaking
what they
Mr.
want their
McKim.
students to wear.
I guess I did the right thing by turning that T-shirt inside out.
But you know what? You know, standing up for your rights is important. It is.
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks, Sweet James.
You wear that Big Johnson shirt.
Yeah,
You're a
that's
middle
right.
schooler, you.
I had to turn it inside out. Now the paint was chafing my nipples for the rest of the day, and I was going through puberty, and my nipples were sensitive. It was a very upsetting time.
Do you remember which Big Johnson shirt it was?
I knew you were going to ask, and I don't. I think, and this is just a shot in the dark, I think it was surfboards because he had the big-ass surfboard, but it was a skinny guy with the big, huge Johnson surfboard, and the chicks with the giant cartoon boobs were on his surfboard and not with the swole guy and his little tiny surfboard that basically, well, it indicated a small penis.
So was it like, it doesn't matter how big the wave is, but the size of your Johnson or something like that? Because they always did the whole...
The size of the wave for your Big Johnson and the motion of the ocean because of the penis.
Is that what, because of the penis?
That's what it said on the back. And Mr. McKim made me turn it inside out.
Who would have guessed?
I am hot.
Lutheran
I'm
school.
still pissed about it to this day. So bottom line is I can wear my Protect Your Balls T-shirt wherever I want unless
you're going back to that Lutheran school to read to the kids.
Christ Lutheran on Western. You know what, though? The kind of clout I got today, I bet you I could throw on a Big Johnson shirt and strut in there and read Dr. Seuss.
I don't know.
They're going to say nothing.
I don't know. I think they might.
You know who runs?
Tell you to turn it inside out.
No, that's Petros. You wear that shirt.
Yeah, take that,
Come on,
Matt.
James. These are good Christian kids, darn it.
You know who teaches that class that I read to? Mrs. McKim.
How about that?
No
well,
way.
Give it a go next
It's
time.
going to be a fight with the whole damn family.
Go get yourself a
He's
Big
a
Johnson
listener?
shirt.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Listener, you've probably met him multiple times, Sweet James, out at the
I think, you guys rubbed
summer tour stop.
You guys rubbed beards.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to football players that aren't only, better than the rest of society when it comes to competing in acts of physical endurance, but...
And a prodigious gut on this
most
particular
definitely.
guy. One of the most prodigious guts, I would dare say, in the history of the sport.
Vince Wilfork, the Patriots interior defensive lineman, James, I don't know if you saw, but he rescued a woman from a car accident. Word is he used one arm to lift the car up enough so the rescue workers
and it was a Humvee.
Could get her out. I mean, just absolutely remarkable feat of strength. So let's say a good Samaritan is helping somebody out and maybe, obviously inadvertently, hurts them further or damages their property. Can that person then go after them?
You know, that's a great question. Here's the thing. Look, if any of our listeners here come across an accident and they're able to render assistance, do it. Number one, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
Seriously.
Sweet James morality
Yeah.
with our lawyer.
I thought he was going to say don't.
No, do it because number one, it's the right thing to do. Number two, you can have a great story. Seriously,
you tell all your friends.
Right? And number three, California has a very strong Good Samaritan law. California wants you to help other people. Seriously, do it. You're fine, absolutely. And in 10 plus years, I've never had somebody call me and say, hey, I was in an accident and somebody helped me out and I want to sue that person that helped me out. It doesn't happen, So all of our listeners out there, help each other.
All right.
Help each other.
That's why we do commercials. He's not
Yeah.
just a creepy lawyer. He's a good man that cares about people. I'm talking about Sweet James Bergener, 800-881-2021 for great, real legal help. And, of course, sweetjames.com on the interweb. Shaquille O'Neal. A long time proponent of law enforcement. He loves police officers. We like law enforcement here on PMS. He's now a reserve police officer in Doral, Florida.
Is he really?
I think he's done this for many, many years. He's had a fixation with being a cop. Wow. But let's say he's walking down the street and he sees me like throw my gum in the street, and Shaq tries to or maybe smoking weed.
You're smoking weed now?
No, I'm not.
Out in Florida?
But let's say he saw me doing that, and I was doing that, even though that's not what
over there, there's some people smoking weed.
Even though that's not what I do. Could he just like come up and like snatch me up because he's an honorary cop or a reserve cop? I mean, and if there was like a flood, would they call Shaq to come and move sandbags? What does this mean, reserve police officer?
Wow. Shaq is reservist. Is he carrying a gun?
Well, that's what we're asking you.
We're asking you.
Yeah.
If you're an honorary cop and you're wearing the uniform, do you get a gun? Do you get mace? Do you get a taser? What do you get?
A reservist.
I just want to know what sort of gun Shaq is going to carry that is not going to look like a toy in his hand.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe like an M1. James,
Yeah, he's going to need a machine gun.
What is his parameter as far as legal rights to jack me up? Is it just like a citizen's arrest? Do you ever have people sue other people for citizens arresting other people? Because every once in a while I feel like citizens arresting Ronnie just for being creepy.
Ronnie's cool, man.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well. No, he's going to operate under the auspice of the police department. So he's going to be like an officer, but I don't think Shaq's going to be pulling you over, man.
All right.
I think you're going to be just fine. He's not going to have blue lights on his car.
What if he has one of those things?
I was going to say one of those cool, like, undercover blue lights that he can just throw on a roof when he needs
like
to.
Like a Starsky and Hutch type of thing? And
He
throw
looks
it up?
over at his passenger and goes, hang on, buddy. He puts that thing up there and just guns it.
And that AFC javelin of his.
Well, you got to remember, though, if he pulls a gun on you, and if he's not closer than 10 feet, he's going to miss.
Oh, see what he did there?
My
yeah,
goodness.
look at that.
So maybe a little cloudy
with the comedy.
We're a little cloudy on what a reservist cop can do in Florida, but we did have a good free throw joke. Yeah. So take that and call him for the real legal advice, 800-881-2021. The great Sweet James Bergener, who I believe is planning another trip to Chicago to see your brother, Matt, which is exciting.
No, I want to go out there when Matt goes out there.
Yeah.
Let's go. Big Ten tournament.
Yeah.
You can stay in my room, James.
Awesome.
You guys can sleep right between Bo Ryan.
Can I change that from 2 doubles to 1 king, please? I got a guy coming in town.
Matt rooms with Bo Ryan and Gene Katie for the tournament,
That's
though.
right.
But I think you'll enjoy that. Sweet James Bergener, sweetjames.com. Thank you, James.
Thank you. You guys are the best.
You're the best. We'll be right back with Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens.